Imagine waking before the rest of the world. No phone, no notifications, no endless stream of opinions telling you how to live. Just silence. The kind of silence that forces you to confront yourself. More than 400 years ago, a lone swordsman lived this way. His name was Miyamoto Musashi. He fought more than 60 duels without defeat, became one of history's greatest strategists, and spent the final years of his life reflecting on what truly creates strength. Contrary to popular belief, Musashi's greatness wasn't forged in battle alone. It was forged in the thousands of ordinary days between the battles. The quiet mornings, the relentless practice, the constant study, the willingness to improve when no one was watching. If Musashi were alive today, he wouldn't tell you to copy his life. He would tell you to build one worthy of mastering. So for the next few minutes, imagine living by 5 principles inspired by the man himself. Not for the rest of your life, just for the next 30 days. You may be surprised by who you become. The first principle is simple. Begin before the world does. Musashi understood that the person who controls the beginning of the day often controls everything that follows. The world wakes up reactive. Emails, messages, breaking news, deadlines. Most people surrender the first hour of their day before they ever make a conscious decision. A warrior cannot afford that. History doesn't tell us exactly how Musashi structured every morning, but it does reveal a man whose life was built around preparation rather than reaction. That lesson is timeless. Wake before the demands of the world arrive. Spend even 30 uninterrupted minutes improving yourself before improving your inbox. Read, exercise, pray, journal, plan, think. Choose anything that makes you stronger. Because if your day begins with distraction, don't be surprised when it ends without progress. The second principle is to train every day. Musashi didn't become legendary because he was gifted. He became legendary because he refused to stop practicing. The sword was only one form of training. He also mastered painting, calligraphy, wood carving, philosophy, strategy. He believed that mastering one discipline strengthened the mind for every other discipline. Today, your sword may look different. Maybe it's your career, your business, your family, your fitness, your craft. The question is the same. Did you sharpen it today? Not yesterday, not last week. Today. You don't become extraordinary through occasional bursts of motivation. You become extraordinary through ordinary repetitions. The third principle is to observe more than you speak. Musashi was known for carefully studying people. He watched posture, habits, patterns, weaknesses. Most people walk into every conversation wanting to be heard. Musashi entered every situation wanting to understand. That habit extends far beyond combat. Watch successful people before asking for their advice. Observe your own habits before blaming your circumstances. Notice where your attention goes throughout the day. Notice what drains your energy. Notice what restores it. Most of life's answers reveal themselves to people who learn to pay attention. Observation has become a rare skill in a distracted world, which makes it more valuable than ever. The fourth principle is to embrace solitude. Modern life teaches us that being alone is something to avoid. Musashi believed the opposite. Some of his greatest insights came during periods of isolation, not because loneliness is the goal, but because clarity often requires distance from noise. Today we fill every quiet moment with podcasts, videos, music, scrolling. We have become uncomfortable with our own thoughts. Yet the person you spend the most time with is yourself. If you cannot sit quietly with your own mind, no amount of entertainment will solve that problem. Spend 30 minutes alone each day. Walk without headphones. Sit outside. Reflect. Think. Your greatest ideas rarely arrive while you're consuming someone else's. The fifth and final principle is to end every day better than you began. Perhaps this is Musashi's greatest lesson. He continued learning throughout his life, even after becoming famous. Even after becoming one of the greatest swordsmen who ever lived. That kind of humility is rare. Many people stop growing the moment they become competent. Musashi never confused competence with completion. At the end of every day, ask yourself one simple question. What did I improve today? It doesn't have to be dramatic. One page read, one workout completed, one difficult conversation, one temptation resisted, one promise kept. Small victories accumulate. Days become months. Months become years. Eventually, people call it talent, but it was discipline all along. You don't need a sword to live like a samurai. You don't need to leave society. You don't need to meditate on a mountain. You simply need the courage to live with intention. Wake before distraction. Train your craft. Observe carefully. Protect moments of solitude. Improve a little every single day. Do that for 30 days, then look back at the person you were before you started. Musashi once wrote that today's victory is over your former self, not someone else's, your former self. Perhaps that is the battle most worth fighting, because the strongest person in the room isn't always the loudest, or the richest, or the most talented. It's the one who quietly becomes a little better every day. And over time, those small improvements become an extraordinary life. If you found value in this lesson, subscribe to Old World Wisdom for more timeless wisdom from history's greatest minds. Until next time, keep sharpening your mind and your character.